What is up, guys? I just want to share a review on a product that Kerma TDI sells, and this is for the VW TDI ALH motor. Came across a couple issues. This is the upper kit, but I do have the lower kit as well, and they both kind of require some good fabrication for it to be in good alignment, and so that there's good enough of clearance from something that will damage the part. So the lower kit, I came across that the hose from the turbo going to the turbo pipe, it comes like way too close to the CV axle. I mean, it's nearly touching it, and when you hit a bump or whatever, you basically just get closer to it and it does rub against it. And that wasn't the case in my problem because I had to fabricate a bracket on it, so it was at least 2 inches away from the CV axle. And the turbo pipe ended up kind of rubbing from the inside on the edging of the pipe, and it just created pretty much a big cut in there, and it was leaking oil and leaking boost, and it was a big problem. But they did repair that hose for me, but they claimed that I could have put the hose on there too much, which wasn't the problem. It's because the pipe was at a very bad tight angle, and it was just creating more tension on a surface area. This isn't the pipe right here. This is actually a 92 1/4 piece that you use for the upper intercooler pipe, then goes to the EGR delete that I have. This is for a PD 150, so this diameter is bigger, and you do need 2 1/4 for that to fit, which then this diameter is 2 inches, so it comes close, but it does work. So I got 2 new pieces coming in the mail for a 90, and one of them is going to be replacing this, which this is from the intercooler, then hooks on to the pipe right there, like so. This piece you have to sacrifice a lot of length, if you can see that, which creates a lot of tension on this area, and the clamp just started to kind of cut its way into it. They supply you a pipe that holds these pieces together. It's just a little center pipe in there. I don't like that, and it's a big disappointment to me because that's just more restriction, and it's not reliable. I've had this part for about 6 months, and it's held up since then, but it's not a good solution for what I'm looking for. And if you do choose to install this piece, what you're going to notice is that there's a pulley that comes very close to this, and that's why I had to sacrifice a lot of length on this piece, and that's what created the problem. And you can't do much about that because you don't want a coupling piece to rub on a pulley and then it just rub and create a hole within one drive. Well, what I am going to do is use a 90 for this piece and up here. I'm getting a new one because the same problem with this hose is that it kind of cut from the inside, so I have to change angles, and you have to be very good to eye to notice it. With the TDIs, any diesel engine, there's a lot of vibration as well as a lot of pressure going through that pipe, so you have to keep that in consideration and make sure that you don't have too much tension, you don't have anything like this pipe going into that hose and kind of being at an angle like that, because that's what's going to create more tension on this side and just pretty much cut its way through. This pipe is basically replacing this one, and this is what the stock pipe looks like right there. As you can see, it has another 90 angle that goes up right here, and that's what this is. So I mean, it's a good performance option, especially if you already have bigger injectors and a tune. It creates a good package overall. The diameter difference is pretty good as far as just being the same and not creating a pressure drop, because this kind of pancakes over here and just a little bit bigger down here, and that's not what you really want for even quick airflow, and especially for boost. You get better turbo response with a more smooth pipe, and the straighter and the shorter you could get your intercooler piping, the better results you'll get. And I am very happy with this kit as far as the lower and the upper intercooler options. It's a good package, and there is a big difference in it. It's just I've been having these problems, so I'll go ahead and shoot another video on an update of how this will be replacing it, and we'll pretty much go for there. So stay tuned.